Good evening and welcome to this Weather Fans Live here on Sunday, the 21st of May, 23. And I'm back from my
He's back, everyone. After my show on Thursday, which was a little bit here and there, shall we say. I got there in the end on Thursday, but welcome back,
Yeah, nice and just about refreshed.
and sunburn a little
Perhaps
bit.
a tiny bit.
I'd blame that on today's sun rather than Blackpool.
I did get burnt on Tuesday actually. While waiting for the bus back to the
hotel.
site.
All right. I can guess where. Yeah, I know
So,
that.
yeah,
I know
it's been quite a nice week, really.
it has.
The only time we had rain when I was on holiday was perhaps about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning on Friday morning, just before it starts to go home.
Yeah, no rain over there except I think it was Wednesday. Other than that, it's been dry here as well, and lucky for all you weather lovers out there, it's going to be another dry week as well.
But the question is, will this sunny, warmish weather last throughout to the end of May? We'll find out in just a few moments.
We will indeed. So what I'll do is I'll fire up the radar and show everyone that, and then I'll go into the UKV, and then I'll pass it over to you as usual.
Yeah, it could be a quick live tonight because there's not really too much happening with the weather really this coming week.
No, there isn't.
Give us a chance to look towards the end of May, see what's happening.
Yeah, but we'll see towards the end of that whether live goes on for more than 30 minutes. Right. Current radar, as you can see, there is not much going on in terms of rain. Zoom in a bit if I can. There we go. So it's just a bit of rain along probably the Grampians down towards Edinburgh, around the Firth of Forth area, somewhere there. Other than that, except for Ireland, there's nothing in terms of rain at the moment. Let me just go back to this one on the weather outlook. There we go. So I'm going to share this tab instead so we can see the visible natural colours. There we go. So you can see where that rain is along this kind of path here. I think this is a decaying weather front. There, and then you obviously got the clear skies where for the majority of England this might be a bit of a concern tonight across East Anglia, maybe into some parts of southeastern England and along Lincolnshire coasts as well, as we will see in a minute with the UKV. So I'm just going to go ahead. There we go. That's showing up now, isn't it, Michael?
It is, yes.
Brilliant stuff, thank you. So as you can see, been a fairly decent day. That rain then decays as it goes through the night. And as I say, there is some risk of rain coming in across like North Sea, probably from Humberside down into East Anglia. We'll see in a minute. Let's see how warm of a night it's going to be. Actually, no, 5 o'clock. It's getting earlier now, isn't it? So, temperatures around average, I'd say between 7 and 11, maybe 12 degrees in some places for the majority of the country. It's been cloudy. Here we go. Excuse me. So, as you can see, that rain is just creeping in there across East Anglia. Very, very out to sea, though, in this run of the UKV anyway. And that's at 9. So there is a bit of high cloud. And as you can see there across the spine of the country, there could be some possible thunderstorms, which I'm going to keep an eye on because they're not that far away from my good self. So, yeah, they seem to peak around about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, something like that. And that's all the way up into the Dales and down into Lancashire as well. So there could be a spicy thunderstorm around Manchester, up into Blackburn, Burnley, someone like Skipton could see one, and then Kirby Lonsdale, and then all the way up into the high parts of the Yorkshire Dales as well. Have a look at the temperatures. As you can see, a rather warm day tomorrow, 23 being forecast around the Bristol Channel and up into the Midlands as well. And also down there into Devon as well. Elsewhere between 12 and 16, maybe 18 degrees in Scotland, coming into England between 16 and 21 in northern England. Come further south between 17 and obviously 23 there in the south west. Wales as well, between 13 and 23 north to south. Ireland between 13 and 18 degrees, maybe a 19 there. See where them thunderstorms go. They seem to fade away come tea time. Might be the odd one left in Lancashire somewhere. Some high cloud coming in across Scotland. That could push into England and Wales as well as Ireland. But nothing of note really. Temperatures between 5 and 10 degrees, so yeah, could be a cool night, to say the least. At least it's not burning hot. Let's carry on into Tuesday. See where this goes. That high cloud becomes more thinner as the day goes on. Obviously, the sun's got a lot of power to it now. It's nearly at its peak. So, yeah, cloud gets burned off quite easily, and usually into the afternoon it's quite nice. Some sporadic thunderstorms possible anywhere really, south of the M62. Anywhere there really could see a spicy thunderstorm, maybe even across Northern Ireland as well there. Maximum temperatures a little down on Monday. So in Scotland between 10 and 15 degrees. In Northern England between 16 and 20, maybe 21 degrees. East is better in this case rather than west. Midlands between 18 and 21. Also in southern England between 18, 21, maybe 22 degrees. So we're going to Ireland, the North Island, obviously 14 to 16 degrees. Southern Ireland between 16 and 18. So we'll just go to the end of Tuesday into Wednesday. So there's Wednesday. We see a rather weak affair just skirting into Scotland, clear elsewhere mostly. Temperatures once again between 6 and 10, maybe 11 degrees in more built-up areas, obviously, with the sun getting stronger now. That heat's been retained in the cities. Let's have a look into Wednesday, see what happens. Nothing much. That front just dies a death, really, as you can see. Temperatures, another warm day between 22, 23, maybe even 24 degrees somewhere. East, obviously, more preferred in this case. So I would imagine the wind would be coming in from the northwest. Looking at that, or the west, obviously with east being preferred. More better temperatures there. Right, Michael, are you ready?
I am indeedy.
Off we go.
Right, let's go straight on to the screen share. And let's have a look at the facts charts from the good old Met Office. The latest facts charts from lunchtime today shows we're under average of high. on the ridge of high pressure weather, we've got this weak weather front coming into the north, which is producing some showers. It's quite a long weather front, actually, extending from the Arctic through Scotland, Ireland, way out just to the northwest of the Azores into the central Atlantic. Excuse me. As we head into tomorrow lunchtime, still got that weak weather front sitting across parts of Wales into northern England, parts of southern Scotland there. That could produce 1 or 2 showers and a lot more cloud around as well. So the sky could turn more milky tomorrow, I would say. A lot of high cloud around as this weather front comes into this area of high pressure. There we go. As we head into midnight into Tuesday, there's that weak weather front. Might be just nothing much more than a band of clouds, but that's more like to be burned off as we head into Tuesday itself. And then we've got that area of high pressure burning up from the southwest again, keeping us dry across the UK. Sun amounts will be variable as this cold front starts coming to the northwest again. That's like as in a few times, once it comes into this area of high pressure, it starts to weaken, break up, and die a death. So there is dying a death across parts of Scotland and Northern Ireland yet again. High pressure still dominant across the UK, centred just to our southwest. This way it sticks again around about Wednesday. Then as we head into Thursday, yet again, as that moves south, it's just going to bring a band of cloud, perhaps a band of cloud, which will probably start breaking up. The odd shower can't be ruled out, but I wouldn't say any potent showers really looking at that. Isolated downpour, but I don't see anything more than that looking at those charts. Let's have a look at the GFS latest run. I've not taken a look at these for well over a week, so I have no idea what's going on. But I know I've heard it's more or less high and dry. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at the 500 HPA. So there's the Azores high, which is extending into the UK. Again, occasionally we'll see weather fronts come into this and just die a death. And that high pressure is just literally just sitting just to our west as we head into the bank holiday weekend. Nice 1,032 millibar. And could it be actually a dry bank holiday for a change? Pressure starts to weaken into the north. We've got high pressure still ridging across the UK on Sunday. Need to keep an eye on this little feature here. If it comes any closer, it may produce the odd shower towards the far southeast. We'll have a look at the radar charts for that time. But that main arm of the high pressures just slip away slightly to the west there. And everything just turns quite slack, really. We've still got ridge of high pressure really across the UK. It's virtually in the same position. And on this run, we've got heights building to our east, and we've got low pressure trying to come in from the west. Now the orientation of the high pressure is now shifted towards Scandi, and the Azores high has been shoved off back into the west again, but we'll start to get more of an influence from the Scandi high. But pressure is slack towards the south. Could it be thundery? We'll have a look in a second. And what does this do? That does actually bring that up from the south. So I'm going to look at the 850, see if that's any warm air associated with that, actually. But that low pressure that's sat just to our northwest gets pushed back into Iceland again. Then we'll see that Azores High start to build up from the southwest yet again. And that because they seem to try to join forces with the Scandi High. And that high pressure starts to build across the UK once again. So perhaps looking at a bit of a blip there. So let's have a look at 850, see if we've got any heat associated with this current run. We'll have a look at the breakfast time run from this morning, see what that was showing, see if that's in agreement with the latest GFS. So relatively cool air, but with the heat from the sun at the minute, we're not really seeing too much of that due to the strong May sunshine. As we head into the weekend, it's more in the same kind of air, really. But one thing we need to keep an eye on, do we get any warmth coming up from the south? Not showing at all, really, up to Bank Holiday Monday. Until we get perhaps into midweek where we bring up the plus 10 isotherm to the east. That's where pressure is a bit slack, where I'll predict maybe a few shops could break out. Again, we'll have a look at the radar in just a moment. Got cooler air trying to come in from the west. Before that, Azores High pushes up from the southwest again. There's plenty of heat down across Iberia into the Mediterranean, which is no surprise really for this time of year now. And towards the end of this, pressure does seem to turn a bit slack towards the south, but we've got high pressure across the UK. So that's kind of maybe shown maybe some of a bit of a breakdown towards the south there, but we're in the most unreliable time frame right at the end of the run. We're looking at the 6th of June, so that's probably like 2.5 weeks away. So let's have a look at the temperatures on this. No, we won't actually. We'll have the temperatures next. Let's have the UK precipitation. So this is the decaying weather front, which you're going to see plenty of, about 2 or 3 of in the next few days. So there's that weather front moving down on Monday, but that just seems to die a death. Could produce the odd heavy shower during Monday, maybe across above the Pennines. But at this stage, we're not seeing anything more than that, really. Tuesday is more or less looking universally dry, but the odd shower can't be ruled out. And into Wednesday, it's virtually universally dry. Thursday, showing the odd isolated shower coming through. That's probably associated with that another weak weather front coming through. That seems to be dying complete death as it comes into the high pressure. That again is showing the isolate. I think might be overdoing it. I don't expect to see anything really on Friday at this stage. Saturday again is literally looking universally dry. Then we come into the bank holiday. We've got another one of those systems just moving into the high pressure, which is dying a death again. That's shown more of a shower risk really for next Sunday. Again, we're coming into the unreliable time frame, so that's something we need to have a look at close to the time. Then Monday, again, there's that risk of probably quite a few heavy showers perhaps breaking out, but details where it is far too far ahead to even think about. And again for Tuesday, but we're seeing more bit of an instability down towards near constant there. We'll have a look at the Cape and Lifted. Again, something maybe coming up from the continent during Wednesday. Maybe some of these could be thunderstorms and into day 10. So that's the risk of perhaps we did see that little plume come up from the south there, so maybe some heavy rain or maybe a few thunderstorms come up from the south there at the start of June. Again, we're on the most unreliable time frame at the moment before it turns dry again with that ridge coming up from the southwest with the Azores high, with that threat of perhaps more rain or thunderstorms down towards the southwest. Let's have a look at the Cape and Lifted. See if there's anything there with these shower outbreaks. We're going to see it light up like Christmas tree towards the end of the run. So we've seen nothing at all really from Monday into Tuesday. Nothing at all. Wednesday, nothing at all. Thursday, nothing at all. Friday, nothing at all. But Saturday and Sunday, where we've seen something appear, but let's have a look. Nothing to write home about on Saturday. Sunday, again, nothing's really shown at all for Sunday, so could be the GFS perhaps overdoing it for any storms. Monday, I was going to say small risk at this stage. Again, we're in the most unreliable time frame. There's that perhaps thunder potential down in nearby continents, which was shown for Tuesday. And into Wednesday, seeing some pretty colours coming into the nearby continent there, perhaps parts of East Anglia there. Again, we're in day 10, so a lot can change between now and then. Into Thursday, that risk there, but as I said, we're looking at more 2 weeks ahead now. So look at the temperatures. Now have a quickly look at the this morning's run to see if that's shown any similarities. So let's look at the temperatures for this week. Really, temperatures will be affected by how much cloud we will get. So tomorrow we're looking at, is that down from today? I didn't check actually. So I'm guessing that's perhaps been underplayed, and I'm guessing it's been more close to 20 today than what's been shown there. And that's probably going to be similar to tomorrow as well. I think the GFS here is perhaps downplaying it, but you can only add about 2-3 degrees on top what's shown anyway due to the strength of the sun. Tuesday, looking again at summer temperatures, high teens, perhaps very low 20s. Wednesday again, perhaps showing 20-21 in the north, can add a degree or 2 on top, so perhaps looking at 22, 23 maybe for parts of Yorkshire and into southeast. Thursday, we're looking again summer temperatures. Friday, again similar to temperatures. Nothing too much is happening this week. Perhaps a few degrees warmer on Saturday. Temperatures could get to 23, 24, perhaps in the parts of the north. Again, it all depends on cloud amounts. If you're under a lot of cloud, then it will be a bit cooler. Again, temperatures into the low 20s there, showing there for next Sunday. And into bank holiday at this stage, very similar. So any warmth coming up beyond. We're seeing temperatures right about 23 down the southeast, perhaps maybe to 25. And low 20s again. Low 20s again. Then we're seeing that cooler air coming on that Friday there. There might be a band of some heavy rain or showers, but maybe there's thunderstorms coming from the southeast. But we won't go any further than that. So let's have a look what this morning's run was showing, see if it does show the same or not. Let's bring that back to the 850. The M500. Are we high and dry on this morning's run as well, or was that outlier? Let's have a look. So there's the area of high pressure, 1 or 2 weak weather fronts has been there. Looks like it's going to move through. High pressure well in charge as we head into the bank holiday weekend. Does pressure weaken as we head into the bank holiday weekend? So that keeps that low, actually, a bit more to the north on this morning's run. I've still got that resource high across the UK. So this has the bank holiday Monday much drier than compared to the latest run. Then we seem to be building that, seems to be getting the high pressure building across Scandi, which will influence our weather. So I might bring a bit of an easterly there. By this time of year, we don't expect it to be cold at all. Depends how warm Europe is. So on this run, we're influenced by the Scandi high more than anything else. And perhaps pressure weakening there towards Saturday the 3rd, which is 2 weeks away. So we've got actually showing an area of low pressure actually forming towards the northwest of the UK. So I'll have a look at that, see what it does to that. So that has low pressure towards the southwest by the I guess that's day 15, day 17. So that's a bit different compared to what the latest run was showing. So let's have a look at the 850 on that. Quickly run through that. So not much change in the temperature on the upper air temperature really through the next 10 days. Got warmish air trying to move from the south there. Then we've got that cooler air coming into northwest, which will then develop that area of low pressure at the end of that run there. We'll have a look at the rainfall there. We'll have a look at the temperatures then. I think we can call it quits on that. So a bit of difference at the moment between this morning's run and the lunchtime run. Or perhaps we'll take again look at it on Thursday. So there's the risk of again the showers across parts of the Pennines on Monday. Tuesday we're looking virtually universally dry. That's showing the isolated shower, but I don't think anything will come of it. I'll show an isolated shower there for the south on Thursday. Universally dry on Friday. There's that weather front coming into Scotland on Saturday. Sunday has a few showers breaking out across the UK. Bank holiday Monday, very similar. Tuesday has a few showers breaking out towards the north. Wednesday, seeing showers for parts of Ireland and northwest Scotland. I think too much at all on Thursday. And Friday, perhaps for western areas. And Saturday for western areas again. Then towards the end of this run, we're seeing perhaps more prolonged rain coming from the south. But this is when we see that area of low pressure starts to develop just to our west. So looking at that could bring quite some heavy rain actually for parts of Norfolk there for Monday the 5th. Just spread into northern England into Scotland. But again, that is a long way off. And we'll finally look at the temperatures on that. This is from this morning's run, as mentioned. Temperatures into the high teens, perhaps low 20s during this week. As mentioned, it all depends on cloud amounts as well. If you're in blue sky, then temperatures will feel pleasant. High teens, perhaps low 20s easily. For Nixon, that's shown 23 down the southeast. And it's actually shown 22 up towards northwest of England, actually, on that Monday. We've got some quite warm, if not hot, quite warm air coming into the near continent there. Temperature up into the high 20s. Do we see any of that coming onwards? Not quite on Wednesday the 31st. Perhaps in the 23, 24 for parts of the southeast and perhaps into the northwest as well. With the area of high pressure above the UK at that time, temperatures will still climb a bit more. It's when we get into this weekend here where we start to see that breakdown from the northwest. But then again, it's still showing as high temperatures. I think this is where we see the breakdown. So we've got 20s in the west and single figures, parts of Wales showing there. So that's probably why we could see a band of heavy rain coming in towards the eastern areas before it moves up into the north of England. So I have to see about 23, 24, back down to 12 or 13 the very next day. But that's in the unreliable time frame, and it is different compared to the latest run.
Interesting in the longer term.
So really, it's not much really going on with the weather. It's just mostly high and dry. Could be up there with the odd isolated shower, but something we need to keep an eye on this weekend, bank holiday, where we could see more of a risk of a shower, but we'll have a look at that on Thursday when we are live.
Yeah.
And if that's been updated or downgraded, where it's just going to be a fine sunny bank holiday weekend.
And then after that, there's the possibility of that plume as well coming in, I think, towards the beginning of the next month. So, like I say, like keep an eye on, what's going on really. But as for this week, high and dry temperatures.
And it's been quite a while since we've said it's been high and dry, really. It's been quite a very mixed spring so far.
Yeah, it's finally settling down though.
I can't remember the last time we've had high pressure this influential across the UK. It's been quite many months. I'm not sure, it could be the first time this year, but I can't remember it's been that long.
I think we had some in January, something like that. I'm sure we had some.
Honestly, couldn't tell you.
Well, it's that long ago. It's like 6 months ago. So
yeah,
it's actually nice to have the sun on our backs rather than a load of rain and clouds.
Spring hasn't been that great at all. It's just been so mixed this spring. But at the minute, probably looking at more like an average spring, to be honest, with rainfall as well. Maybe it's slightly above, but we'll get the figures come through for that in probably roughly about 10 to 14 days. So that more likely we'll get the spring stats next Thursday's live.
I would say the back end of spring might even out the front end, if you know what I mean. It might even each other out. But yeah, meteorological spring ends on the 31st of May. So about 10 days. But until then, high and dry temperatures, high teens, low 20s, possibly mid 20s at some point.
It depends all on the sun amounts.
How much cloud, how much sun. And I'm just looking out the window now and it is clear. So
same here.
Very nice to see that for once. Very nice to see that for once. So I'm going to keep an eye on the showers to the west tomorrow. And if anything kicks off,
those show risks for tomorrow, to me, it looks like Pennines best. I think it
Yeah,
might be
that's what I'm
more of an
thinking.
autograph lift on them tomorrow.
Yeah, I've
My
got a few
personal
spots
opinion.
I can go to where I can just jump straight onto a main road. I've got the M62, places like that where I can just jump straight onto and go north if I
I
need
would
to.
say probably north of Preston. I'll say north side of the Pennines, really.
Yeah, I would say that as well. Like I say, there's some showing towards Manchester and through the up through that gap towards Blackpool, but other than that, like you say, more towards thing. Yeah, Andy, that will most likely be that band of thundery rain that's out in the North Sea at the moment.
Let's have a look, actually. I've not looked at the radar
Yeah.
at all today because I've been at
There's a
work.
curl of cloud out in the North Sea at the moment. I was showing it on the UKV. It might just clip East Anglia in the early hours. So, yeah.
Um, nothing really out there. There's obviously some cloud in the North Sea at the moment. Just bear with me a second, Andy. Let's have a look. Just get the
Yeah,
website up.
there is actually a line there. I'm just trying to see if there's any. I'm just having a look on the radar on my phone. There's no rain associated with it, but it's just like a strong line out in the
Yeah.
North Sea. Might be something developing there.
Just bear with me a second.
Well, you're there.
Nothing actually showing on radar, actually.
No, it might be something that's
Just go to the
developing.
screen share, Andy.
Yeah,
I'll get the latest satellite up.
yeah. I'm just having a look at mine as well. Windy might be the best one. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, there's that. It's that ridge I'm looking at there, right in the middle.
Yeah.
That could be something developing. But then again, it could just be.
It could be. I'm beginning to suggest more like a roll cloud, to be honest.
Yeah, does look like it, doesn't it? Because you've got the wind coming in from.
The east there.
Yeah, you've got like an easterly and a northerly as well. Just having a look on mine. So yeah, you've got the wind coming out of the northeast and the north as well. So yeah, it could just be a roll cloud. It's one to keep an eye on, Andy. If you do get eyes on with that to the east, do
So you said that you got a bit of low cloud coming into parts of east there, into East Anglia. Well, that I want to say definitely a rock cloud. It's got a bit of a shadow behind it. If you look back, you see that shadow just behind it as the sun is setting.
yeah,
But you can see it underneath it.
I can't.
Unless it's a thick cirrus cloud there.
Yeah,
But I'm really guessing it's a roll cloud.
yeah, I'm just having a look on the webcams on windy.com to see.
I don't know if I might be too far out to see, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at the Skegness webcam at the moment. There's no showing out to sea. Let's have a look towards Cleethorpes, Grimsby that way. Let's have a look. No,
It's an interesting feature.
it's only 11 degrees on the coast.
This is what I was saying
where I'm looking.
Temperature just depends on the cloud amounts.
True. I'm probably looking at the wrong time of day as well. But yeah, it's been 21 degrees here today, so it's dropped quite sharply actually. It's showing 10 in Leeds at the moment. Tomorrow 18. I mean, it's a little bit off, but yeah, that's one to watch actually. Is it might come in as the sun sets.
Actually,
Somewhere like
let me just move across onto this tab. Actually, you mentioned temperatures.
Yes.
Let's move on to this one here. So you mentioned like how cold it is off the North Sea there. So currently 19 degrees is showing. Let's click into that. Gloucestershire Airport and would you say Rosthern?
Rosthern, yeah. No idea where it is, but yeah, it's still
So
quite warm into the west. It's just as that wind's now coming in off the North Sea. It's
we've got
starting
Norwich
to,
currently got Norwich at 12 and Weybourne at 11.
yeah, that'll be about right. Don't know.
Donnanook should be looking at 11. Bridlington at 13. Few of the boys out there at 11 degrees. 13 degrees at Waddington. Leeds Bradford at 14. Definitely these North Sea coast where this low clouds coming in. Loftus at 11. Scarborough, what if they got that fair one at the minute?
12 degrees.
Is at 12. Manchester at 12. But as you head towards like central Midlands westwards, we've got the Warmth.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've had the blue skies today.
Yes.
Sandwich at 16 there. Yeovilton at 16. Then Camborne at 14. I think this is where we've got more cloud, isn't it, up in Scotland as well?
Yeah, there's that decaying front in Scotland, isn't there?
Yeah, that Loch Leashnock at 11 as well. Is there a bit of a pressure drop? I'm just thinking, is it a pressure? I really think it's a roll cloud.
Would not be surprised. Yeah, there's a bit of a pressure drop out to the east across Germany. There's a bit of thundery stuff over there at the moment. Tell you what I was looking at, Michael. Typhoon Mawar out in the Western Pacific at the moment. So they've just had another one, haven't they? Not so long back.
I'm not sure. I've not really kept an eye on that at all.
No. There's also Fabian as well. But is it all right to share it? I'll just come on and share it while you're doing that.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just going to nick the screen. There we go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Typhoon Mawar out in the Western Pacific at the moment. Let me just load this in. There we go. So this is Typhoon. It's out at sea at the moment. Let me just go back one. I can show you the track then. Well, as you can see, it's way out to sea at the moment, and yeah, I don't think it's going to affect land, but currently it's around about 70 knots. But it looks to strengthen as it goes off on a westward track to around about 115 knots on the 26th at 12 o'clock, 115 knots. So, yeah, this one could intensify and could become a super typhoon. Looking at this, just trying to see where else it goes to. It doesn't really say where. Guam. It's about 399 nautical miles away from Guam. I don't know where Guam is on here. Tells me, oh, there it is. It's under the thing. So, yeah, that could affect Guam on 3 days from now. Obviously, you got the 3 islands there. Guam, Rotor, and so begins with T. I'm trying to find it on my list here. Anyway, yeah, so it could affect Guam on Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. Winds 105 knots, so it'll still be typhoon status. Right, back to us. There we go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just thought, thank you, Andy. Yeah, if you just post them up on the group, we'll have a look at them. Yeah. Very interesting.
So is it a roll cloud or it's just quite thick cirrus? But I'm really taking the hazard of guess it's a roll cloud out there at the minute.
That'd be interesting. So, yeah, as we were saying, it's high and dry pretty much. Tomorrow could be some showers in the west, most likely in somewhere like Cumbria, North Yorkshire, possibly Lancashire. Other than that, for the rest of the week, high and dry. Temperatures mid to high teens, low 20s.
Definitely.
giving a bit of sunshine on your back, it could be mid-20s as well. But we'll have to see.
Me when I'm in the chiller all day at work for the rest of them.
Minus 18 to plus 18.
That was today. I've been in the freezer today, so that's about minus 22, and then coming out to about nearly plus 22.
So a diurnal temperature difference of 44 degrees.
There or thereabouts, yeah.
Oh, at least you won't get a cold.
It'd be nice when we get like a heat wave, I can just go in the freezer.
Exactly. Just chill out. Oh yeah, I think that's about it for now.
Yeah, so it's just nothing too much. It's just quiet. First time in a long time.
Indeed.
It's almost like Tom, whether we just put our feet up going, high and dry.
Yep.
5 minutes.
Take care, bye. So it's goodbye from the low pressure and goodbye from the other low pressure. These are the first from the east today, besides some tiny lenticular type ones mid-afternoon. Yep, we will. Yep, so
yeah, we're saying goodbye now. We'll see you from about 8 o'clock on Thursday.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. And it's goodbye from He's Swapped.
From him. Night all.
Night all. That's tablets, isn't it? For helping you get to sleep. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.